Hi, good day. My name is Griselda and my matrix number 277604. Today, my topic of presentation will be System of Operations in a Project. Now, moving on to the next will be the presentation outline for my presentation. The first one will be discussing about the project life cycle. The second will be the activities involved during construction project. And then the third one will be the key players that plays an important role in a construction project. The fourth one will be the project planning and controlling. The last but not the least, a successful construction. So now moving to the first topic of our discussion, the project of life cycle. So what is actually the project life cycle? It is the sequence of phases that a project goes through from its initiation to its closure. The number and sequence of this cycle are determined by the management and various other factors like needs of the organization involved in any other project, such as the nature of project and its area of application. This phase has a definite start, end, and a control point, which are constrained by time as it can be defined and modified as per needs and the aspects of the organization or either the client. It also provides the basic foundation of the actions that has to be performed in the project, irrespective of the specific work involved. It also ranges from predictive or plan-driven approaches to adaptive or change-driven approaches. So now moving to the next topic, the activities involved during a construction project. As we all know, in order to create a great project, a big building and impressive structure, there are 11 activities involved during the construction projects. It is certain that several different activities are used in order to build a safe, efficient, convenient and functional structure for each user. So what are the 11 activities? The first one, marking and grading, excavation, concreting, carpentry, brick masonry, plumbing, welding, electrical, roof laying, and glazing, and not forgotten the finishing. So, all these 11 activities, I'll be briefing about it deeply in order for you to understand in the upcoming slide. So now we have come to the next slide. The first is marking and grading. Marking is one of the first construction activity which involve in marking the area of the plot for reference. This helps the workers and laborers to be able to orient themselves in terms of their workspace. This grading helps to ensure that buildings are even last long and maintain maximum support. There may be particular circumstances when something is being constructed that would require a slight incline or decline to the base surface. So now the second one will be the excavation. What is excavation? There are several different types of construction activities in excavation. In general, the term involves moving earth or rocks out of a certain area to prepare it for construction. This includes basement excavation, which digs the earth out to prepare for a basement to be built. It also includes mark, rock, and topsoil excavation, which includes removing the substance from the workspace. So now the third point will be the concreting. This concreting process is a pouring concrete in another major activity in construction. It is often used for the base of building, roads, bridges, pipes, and many other applications. One of the reasons it has become so popular in the construction industry is that concrete is so easy to make in large quantities, and it changes states so that it is easy to work with and manipulate. Now the fourth will be the carpentry. One of the first activity that comes to many people's mind when construction is mentioned in carpentry. This is the general cutting and installation of materials that will be used for the construction of a structure. Carpentry is normally used and commonly used to be a word that describes individuals working with wood specifically. But now, carpentry means working with several different materials. So moving to the next, the fifth point, the brick masonry. Bricks have been used in all decades, all years, and normally it's used in construction for decades and are still used often today as a highly efficient material which is one of the reasons brick masons lay the bricks, ensuring that they are all laid in a way that is structurally sound. For example, laying each brick on top of one another allows for cracks to go all along the entire wall, preventing it to destroy the whole thing. Now, the next one will be the plumbing. In structures that require plumbing, there are specific plumbing activities that must occur to ensure they will function properly. These also including the putting in piping and fixtures for both incoming potable water and outgoing waste. So now the next one will be the welding and electrical. So before that, welding is known as the activity of attaching two metals together using the heat is called welding, a crucial action in construction that is being used to bind metals, especially for structural purpose. There are different types of welding which can be used for different types of metal and different conditions. For example, when we about to use a metal in order to stick with another metal, we involve the process called welding. So welding will make the metal melt in with the heat of the fire so that it will stick and combine together as one huge metal. Now the next one will be the electrical. Individuals working as electricians on a construction product are responsible for ensuring that the structure will ultimately have full access to the electricity from the transformer provided by the electrical company, which is located close to the building as well. So coming to the ninth point, the roof laying. What is roof laying? So roofing is an important construction activity for ensuring the protection of a structure from the elements and can help provide stability for the structure. That means a house where we need a roof, so we call the process roofing laying. Okay, so different methods can be used for roofing, such as shingles, which are commonly known for the residential roof, as it also consists of metal, polycarbonate and steel roofs, as well as many other according to its purposes. Just like our house roof, different houses, different residential, different buildings have their own methods that is being used in doing the roof laying, and different type of material is being used on the roof laying. So now the next one will be the glazing. So glazing is any activity that is involved and has anything to do with glass, windows and doors in a construction project. This term is used broadly to reference the installation of pretty much any glass involved in the construction of a particular structure. So now the last but not the least will be the finishing. So every project needs a finishing. So finishing in construction means putting on the final touches of a structure in order to prepare it to be used. This includes activities such as glazing, flooring, painting, wallpaper, and plastering. It is most often about the final aesthetic touches and slightly less about safety and function. So moving to the third topic will be the key players in a construction project. So each people plays different duties and roles and functions in involving a typical construction project, which are fundamental in the understanding of proper operation of a construction site. So what are the key players and who are the key players? The first one will be the owner, followed by construction manager, general contractor, subcontractor, designer, insurance company, banks, suppliers, public, construction labor force. So all these key players I'll be explaining briefly on the next upcoming slides. So now let's move to the brief understanding of what is key players in a construction project. So the first one will be the owner. The owner is actually the person who arranges money for a particular project, who is also known as a real instinct, who has the idea to be launched. Now the next one will be the construction manager. Every project there will be a manager or a supervisor in order to play the half of the role of the owner. So this person who actually coordinates the construction process on behalf of the owner and assigns construction work, as well deals and manages all the things related to construction. Now the third one will be the general contractor. This general contractor is also the person who actually execute as per the contract manager has planned in order to negotiate a contract with the client. Contractor is assigned as the whole job. He needs directions from engineers and clients. Specifically in simple words to say that this general contractor involved in the three triangle dimension, which there is a general contractor, there will be a client, and there will be an engineer in order to run this construction project. So now moving to the next will be the subcontractor. So subcontractor is also known as a special contractor. They actually provide the facilities to the general contractor for the sub projects. The fifth one will be the designer. Every construction, every project, we definitely need someone who will be in charge as the designer, be it an outdoor design or an exterior design. So this designer may be an architect or an engineer who designed the project on the basis of previous experience with pre-qualification. So now moving to the next will be the insurance company. So insurance company is the companies which provides bond facility, performance bond, payment bond, which is also done by the contractor to the owner. So moving to the next will be the banks. So every project in everything we do, it involves money. So there will be a bank. The bank will endow funding on behalf of the client. The client uses his bank account to provide money for the project. So next will be the supplier. So any business, any marketing, definitely a supplier is needed. So in construction project, suppliers is needed as well. So in construction, the goods include any materials which is used in order to build structure and all different work packages upon different parties in order to pertain to the development of built structure. And the next one will be the public. Public is also a project player. During making a project, public face difficulty, but when it completes, then we enjoy the facilities, just as the bus station, the train station, and also the carpool. So everything that is around us has a problem, and we have a solution to it. So the public plays an important role as well. So the next, not last but not the least, will be the construction labor force. A construction worker is a worker employed in manual labor of the physical construction of the built environment and its infrastructure. So before we run a construction project, a project is needed to have a project planning and a project controlling. So before we start a project, we need to plan out. In a planning phase, plan is made and strategies are set, taking into consideration the company policies, procedures, and the rules. Planning phases provides a direction, unifying framework, and the performance standard which is needed in order to help to reveal the future opportunities and threats. The next will be the controlling. So the controlling is also part of the important role in a construction project. So project control is established in order to determine the deviations from the basic plan to determine the precise effect of this deviation on the plan. And also to plan again in order to reschedule and to compensate for the deviations. So we have come to the end, the fifth topic. A successful construction. What makes a successful construction? A successful construction project can be accomplished through a variety of techniques, methods, but the overriding theme requires an effective pre-planning, oversight, cooperation, and anticipating problems in order to manage them before they become a delay, failures, and catastrophes. So, according to the best construction, people who have done a construction, according to the developers, they have come up with the 5 strategies which will make a successful construction in a project. So first one is we need to create a flow of communication, be it just not the owner and the client, but also to other key players that plays an important role. And the second one is making a habit of continuous planning. Each process, each phases requires a planning, not only in the beginning and not only at the end. Every process in between. Sometimes there will be a part that will be failing. So we need to replan it and do it again. So without further delays, continuous planning makes a best successful construction. And not forgotten, observe and ask questions. Not all engineers, not all clients, and not all contractors understand the needs of a client. So, be it anyone that is involved in a construction. So, observing and asking questions will create a better picture and a better understanding among everyone. Besides, it will also clear a small doubt in a construction project. And the next one will be the budget projects with a work of execution platform. So in a project requires a budget. We cannot be overusing it and less using it. We need to be accurate with what we want and what is needed to be done in a construction project. So budget plays an important role as well in the execution platform. The last point will be the embrace automated reporting systems. Not all the engineers, contractors, and client has the time to reply to each questions you have. So it will be best that every contractor, every client, and every owner has a automated reporting system, whereby if one part of the project has been done, it's best to be reported day by day. If there is a little progress during the project construction, it's best to be updated every moment and every time. That will make a better understanding between the three dimension, which is the contractor, the client, and also the owner. So now we have come to the end of the presentation, and I hope that you all understand the presentation, what is all about the system operation in construction projects. Thank you. Have a nice day.